Hello everyone, this is the second video of the last unit. Introduction to the fan, fan fundamentals. A fan is a prime mover of an air system or ventilation system. It moves the air and provides continuous airflow so that the conditioned air, space air, exhaust air or outdoor air can be transported from one location to another location through air ducts or other air passages. A blower is usually an enclosed multi-blade rotor that compresses air to a higher discharge pressure. There is no clear distinction between a fan and a blower. Traditionally, blowers do not discharge air at low pressure as some fans do. A fan is driven by a motor directly or via belt and pulleys. Some large industrial fans in power plants are driven by steam or gas turbine. There are two types of fans are widely used in an air conditioning and ventilation systems: centrifugal fans and axial fans. Fans can be mounted individually as ventilating equipment to provide outdoor air or air movement inside a building. They can also transport air containing dust particles or material from one place to another via air duct systems. In air conditioning systems, fans are often installed in air handling units, packaged units, or other air conditioning equipment. In both centrifugal and axial fans, the increase of air static pressure is created by the conversion of velocity pressure to static pressure. Velocity pressure to static pressure. In centrifugal fans, air is radially discharged from the impeller, also known as the fan wheel. Air turns 90 degrees from its inlet to its outlet. That is centrifugal fan, where the discharge is radial 90 degrees to the suction. That is centrifugal, and axial fans it is 180 degrees. Fan types: centrifugal and axial. Uh, Two figures. One is centrifugal. Inlet is along the central axis of rotation. Discharge is at the periphery of the fan blades. So it is 90 degrees, whereas axial is not like that. Both are in the same direction. Fan selection: pressure, volume, flow, operating characteristics. Selecting a fan to provide the required volume. Selecting a fan to provide the required volume flow rate and total pressure loss for an air system or a ventilating system is of prime importance. Direction of rotation and discharge position of centrifugal fans. An Undersized fan results in an uncontrolled indoor environment. An oversized fan wastes energy and money. A fan should be undersized, it should not be an oversized. The fan capacity modulation. A variable air volume system operates at a reduced volume flow rate during part load operation. Effective and economical fan capacity modulation is an important factor that affects the operation of an air system. Fan efficiency. Fan efficiency is closely related to the energy consumption of an air system. Fans should be selected so that they can operate at high efficiency during as much of their operation time as possible. Next, sound power level. Most commercial and public buildings and many industrial applications need a quiet indoor environment. Fans are the major source of noise in an air system. Therefore, the higher the fan total efficiency, the lower the sound power level of the selected fan. A fan with a low sound power level and sound power level at high frequencies is preferable. High frequency sound is more easily attenuated than low frequency sound. The fan fundamentals. Airflow direction in many applications is straight through or inline flow occupies less space and simplifies layout. Initial cost. The initial cost of the fan modulation device, sound attenuators, and space occupied by a particular type of fan, in addition to the cost of the fan itself, should be considered. And the next important thing is air filtration and industrial air cleaning. Air cleaning is the process of removing airborne particles present in the air. It can be classified into two categories: air filtration and industrial air cleaning. Air filtration involves the removal of airborne particles present in present in the air. It can be classified into two categories: air filtration and industrial air cleaning. Air filtration involves the removal of airborne particles present in outdoor air as well as recirculated air from a given space. Most airborne particles removed by air filtration are smaller than 1 meter, and the concentration of these particles in the conditioned air stream is often less than 2 milligram per meter cube. The purpose of air filtration is to benefit the health and comfort of the occupants in the conditioned space as well as maintain the cleanliness required in manufacturing processes. Air filtration is one of the essential factors that affects the indoor air quality of the conditioned space. Industrial air cleaning mainly involves the removal of dust and gases contaminants from the industrial manufacturing processes, and it provides pollution control to the exhaust gas and flue gas. Air contaminants that are discharged to the outdoor environment are governed by the US Environmental Protection Agency (EPA), and those that are exhausted to the indoor working space are regulated by the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. And the next important thing is air filters. The removal or collection of dust particles in air filtration is performed by various combinations of the following mechanisms: inertial impaction, straining, diffusion, interception, electrostatic effects. Inertial impaction: a sudden change in direction causes a collision between the dust particles and fibrous media. As a result, the dust particles will get captured in that fibrous media and it can be removed. The dust part can be removed and it acts as a filter. Straining: if the filter spaces are smaller than the size of the dust particles, the particles are trapped. Diffusion: for very fine dust particles, Brown, Brownian movement causes the particles to settle. Dust interception: dust particles may follow the airstream, contact the fibrous media, and remain there. Electrostatic effects: particles and the filter media or medium are charged to collect the dust in the airstream. Panel filter, plated filter, and filter types: extended surface filter, rotary filter. Filter types: renewable rolling filters. Steam and heating element humidifiers. Steam and heating element humidifiers. Steam grade humidifiers. A steam grade humidifier installed inside ductwork is shown in figure. A steam grade humidifier may have a single distribution manifold or multiple manifolds, where uh, because of which the humidification takes place, and it is clearly described in the figure. Wetted element humidifiers. Wetted element humidifiers include a wetted element such as an evaporative pad, plastic, or impregnated cellulose that is dipped with water from the top. Such humidifiers have been installed in air handling units and packaged units to humidify the air. Characteristics of wetted element humidifiers are similar to those of wetted element evaporative coolers. Modulation of the water supply to the water dipping device varies the humidifying capacity and maintains the desirable space related to humidity. Pneumatic atomizing humidifiers: just it sprays, compressed air will come and water will be sent in other direction. Because of this, water will get converted to molecular size, small atomic sizes, and it will be sprayed into the air and the humidification is done. Air washers. The air washer was the first air conditioning equipment developed by Carrier in 1904, and it is still used today to humidify, cool, and clean the air in many factories. Functions of air washers. Currently, air washers are used to perform one or more of the following functions: cooling and humidification, cooling and dehumidification, washing and cleaning. Whether it is cooling and humidification or cooling and dehumidification process is determined by the temperature of the spraying water. Just the concept involved in this is just spraying, that's it. We use nozzles, baffle plates, and eliminators. So nozzles are used to spray the water. As soon as we spray the water, and it will definitely will get into the humidification process. If recirculating water is used as the spraying water, the temperature of water then approaches the wet bulb temperature of the air entering the air washer, and the air is humidified and evaporatively cooled. So this is how the functions of air washer will work, and we will complete our third unit in the last video, that we will continue in the next session.